so soft. I'm not doing this. I gotta start brushing you. Okay, gotta go. Gotta go. I'm already tardy. Wait a minute. If time is all divine, there's no such thing as tardy. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heoke empath. I'm just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. That back there is Benny. He's trying to get comfortable. Hopefully he don't annoy Tucker over here too much. You like my moonlight? You like my pretty little moonlight? It's a blue moon. Kind of makes me thirsty. I like that beer, Blue Moon. I don't drink. I can't. I don't drink. I'm the drink. I love drinking. I love being void of spirit. I don't love the things I do when I'm void of spirit. It's what I call getting wasted. All the sheets to the wind, so I don't drink. And I practice some daily disciplines to keep myself in spiritually fit condition. Best I know how. Hell, I've been... Whoops! Hell, I've been searching my whole life for a little heaven on earth, and come to find out it's congruent on my connection with God, Source. So as long as I plug into powers that aren't me, you know, God is my intention. You know, there's so many gods. There's a lot of different gods. A lot of different people worship different gods. I did not know that until like the last... I mean, I just didn't know it was to the depth. Like, I've always, like, you know, known those people that hung out with the Crowley people, but I didn't really know what that was about. But it's different to different people, and people make it, you know, however it fits their personality, I suppose. I don't like dark shit, man. I ain't into black magic. I ain't into harming things. I ain't into freaking lying and cheating and stealing and doing all that stuff people do to get far in life. I think people sell their soul and they freaking trade their freaking, you know, their career for their loved ones. Time spent with their loved ones. You know, that's all sacrifice. It's all the same thing to me. So, scrolling through the craptastic, news craptastic, and Boo Bowden freaking is already bombing Syria. It was nice not freaking bombing impoverished countries and not, you know, not just being the cause of destruction for a while, but it's all scripted, man. It's all scripted, dude. It's absurd. It's ridiculous how many people don't realize it. It's just all these people, weird, different little pockets of agenda. Because you know people want life a certain kind of way because they make it however they want it. I don't know what it is about this eruption of freaking people wanting to freaking mess with what God gave you. Plastic surgery, from plastic surgery already all the way to freaking switching genders, man. But Big Pharma, you know, more Big Pharma wins. Dude, when I was growing up in the 70s, it's like if people wanted to change their sex, their gender, if they wanted to change their gender, they had to go to through psychology for years, and you know, it just wasn't happening. There were people that would just, you know, live as, you know, with just messing with the hormones and shit like that, dude. That just shit is just... And you know what? I almost had top surgery, so I'm not even coming from a place that I don't even understand, but I got braces instead. Unbeknownst to me, I give myself horse teeth. Anyway, I got a nice smile, Mom. I got Mom's smile. But, it's weird. It's like, they put too many frickin' pesticides and hormones and shit and fucking food and too much weird shit in Omaha beef, I guess, because there's an outbreak in the Midwest. It's just you know, I want to, you know, girls want to be boys and boys want to be girls. And it's just like, dude. Consider, if people would just consider the possibility. Dude, because I wouldn't do it because it was like an 8-week recovery. I didn't have that kind of PTO. So I'm like, and you got, it had drain, I mean, you cut off your freaking tits, you know. But, oh. And I never wanted to be a man. I always wear, I never had, they're just in my way and they're susceptible to breast cancer and I just don't have any attachment to them. You know why? Because I feel like I've been male in my incarnations, and then like my last incarnation, it ended quick. I made some sort of stupid mistake, and my life ended. And then I came back into this incarnation, paying back the retribution of the karma that I incurred from last. And I'll be damned if I didn't get freaking baby raped at 10 months old. You know, but my whole life people says, no, you know, that stuff doesn't happen. That stuff doesn't happen. My hip hop still. I read the sheriff report. San Bernardino, Riverside County. I read it myself. Well, I always snooped and came across it one day. So, you know, now it's all this truth is coming out. I'm telling people for years, truth is going to come out. Truth is going to come out. It's going to start barreling out. Here it comes, here it comes, oh, here it comes. 2021, 2020, the year of clear vision. 2021, the reveal. Everybody knows somebody dirty. You're going to love them through it. That fucking scumbag gymnast, dude. I always thought, because I was weird, because like I always, those pro sports and stuff like that, where people were just so fanatic and that's all they did. That's an imbalance, man. You need to spend time with your friends. You're gonna need to spend time with your family. You know, you need to spend time by yourself. But all that gymnast stuff, because when I was growing up, with like people were freaking breaking kneecaps and stuff like that. It was so weird. But I always watched the background. You know, and that freaking coach that freaking offed himself for dude. Wait, I can't wait. I hope it blows up with all the stuff connected in Omaha. I see it. I freaking talk about it all the time. Between the zoo, the freaking Jesuits, Creighton, doing dirty headquarter in the dirty Midwest. All the people. Dude, you know what? I was thinking about it today. I was like, oh my God. All these people are connected. Oh my God, all these people are connected. I was thinking about like all the, you know, because these people just generations went to freaking, what was I can't remember the school, Creighton Prep. I mean, it's just generations of Jesuits. And I remember one dude giving me a weird, funny handshake one time, and I was like, what the freaking what? I was like, oh shit, I think he was giving me one of those weird freaking I didn't even know it. But all this stuff is connected, man. It's weird. It's weird. And then all of it has its place. I think gematria has its place. I think it has its place. And then I'm just like, well, why do they have everybody's, you know, everybody that's born in a hospital, you got your birth certificate, it's your time of birth, you know, it's your stats right there, your astrological stats, you know, the freaking powers that be, all the witches, white, dark, whatever they refer to them as, they're all using the planets and the stars as guides, and, you know, a lot of people are just doing weirder shit. They're freaking using entrails and freaking weird parts of freaking animals, and just, it's weird. It's weird. You don't get to take a life. You don't get to freaking take something to get your rocks off from another living thing. And we live in a society that's driven to do that by people that do that. So, oh, I bought hair clippers today. I'm gonna see if my friend will. I think I did pretty good with this, but I can't. I did the sides. I see. I thought it through. I just didn't really care. But now, like, I don't know. When I get up in the morning and around and stuff, I'll see if I can't find a mirror or something. But I don't know. I'm not good with mirrors, so I was gonna see if I could. I don't think Mom would do it. I got one other person I can ask. Just if she'd color in between the lines. I think she's a good artist too. I think everybody in her family is. So, or a lot of people are talented artists. So I'm hoping she can just. Because I just put it all on top of a ponytail. So. Yeah, because it was like clippers are $23. You know, that's what my haircut entails now. You know. Not much more than that. So if I can find, because they charge $20 around here. I wasn't even offered a freaking veteran discount or some bullshit like that. $20 for a clipper cut? Are you kidding me? I'll freaking go find somebody on the street and offer them $20. You know, that needs it. Their stupid big truck. What's with barbers and their big stupid trucks and their big dumb beards? I miss people. I miss my old barber, Calvin. He was cool. Anyway, other weird shit that's going on. It's just weird. It's just when I was a kid and would dream about what I thought the world would be. I didn't think it'd be a population of the planet would want to freaking flip the coin and just, you know. It's just. It's like, where's the direction and guidance that, and I saw something on, I think it was Instacrap a while ago. It's like you want people to accept you as something after you change, but you can't accept yourself as you were before the change. Wait it out. It's freaking, that changes people, man. People are, nah. I ain't for it. I ain't for it, dude. I ain't for it. I don't think that freaking if kids wants to play dress up and you want to put your, boys in little ponytails and stuff like that, that's one thing. But freaking letting kids to decide that they want to have freaking major just hormones and all, no. No. There's a lot of other ways to talk through kids through weird, awkward freaking phases. But the parents don't want to have weird, awkward. It's just so weird to me. I don't even understand it. And I don't know what's happening in where you're living, but this whole freaking shot thing, this whole vaccine thing, dude, I got straight up unfriended. I got blocked. I got blocked even. Because they said that they'd gotten their second vaccine. I'm like, dude, I got 6 in like 3 months of that anthrax vaccine bullshit. And if you go look it up, that Fauci dude, he was the same dude that pushed that fucking anthrax bullshit. And that burn, it's formaldehyde. Because they store all for vaccines in formaldehyde. To store them. Dude, they inject that shit into your body. I swear my freaking shoulders are deteriorating. Freaking, they hurt when they didn't used to hurt. And I ain't never done like a lot of freaking strenuous shoulder shit, Except get those, because you get one in each arm at a time. It's freaking bullshit. I didn't get all 8. I only got 6. I can't remember why. But it's just like whatever they're legalized freaking junkie. Oh God, not because it wasn't even fun, but freaking God, this whole society, this whole system is made to make people sick. It's made, and look at all the people that are freaking short now because they don't know how to freaking do idle. I have a hard time with it sometimes, but at least I'm freaking an adult and have enough sense to be like, dude, there's always something to go, garbage to pick up, something to clean, you know. I was getting kind of frustrated yesterday because I'm like, God, I want to be more than just somebody that just cleans all the time. It's always because it's been real muddy, because like it snowed and then it thawed, and then, you know, and oh, you ready for the thaw? You ready for the landslides and stuff? More earth changes. People aren't getting it, so something freaking shitty is gonna happen. Like like real big shitty. Whoa, Stan Lee! I just heard him go. Rawr! I ain't letting him in though, cause he'll walk by and then it'll be a thing. Tuck tuck will. Nah, I already know. So, other stuff. Frickin' Zach was really freaking calling out. See, I don't know who this young Pharaoh guy is, except that the Peace Stealer highly talks about him a lot, and then so I wouldn't listen to him, and I was like, is he kidding? Because he's like, no, man, you gotta rep, you know, his, because he knows his chart and stuff, but when I watched him, I was just like, really? I mean, because, I don't know, I respect Michael, because he did my reading, and I found it to be accurate, so, and I know my stats and my chart, so I just want to see what his interpretation was, and it's pretty cool about Heyoka. And, but I didn't get it. But see, that's the thing is we all walk this path, you know, and like, I mean, there have been people that I just cared so much about. I wanted them in my life, and then now I look and I'm like, what? I don't see what the attraction was. That, you know, it's like, you were pretty adamant about that. So then I try to remember not to get too adamant about anything. Because, you know, I mean, how many people, couple of people have I seen in my life, God, all 40, almost 7 years, see people just hot and heavy and it fizzles out. And then they just end up hating each other, you know. So I never really got too excited about anyone in particular, you know. And I've seen a nasty side of humanity from a very young age, so I'm always just kind of waiting. You know? People act a freaking freaky kind of way when they get scared. They act in a freaky kind of way when they get, you know. I don't know, sometimes people just act kind of way. You don't want to know them. I know that people don't want to know me anymore. Like I said, I just got blocked for saying, all I said was, the anthrax vax, they made me, when I was in the Air Force, they gave me 6 of the 8 anthrax vax. I hope that people don't have the same effect. This vaccine doesn't have the same effect on other people that vaccine had on me. So I'm going to pass and not take any more vaccines. I don't even get the, I haven't got the, my people, Mom had a stroke, and she gets real bad headaches. She won't take acid. She doesn't take. We just our people that we don't come from. My father had his head crushed in like 3-4 places. Was in a terrible accident. Was like helivac from like outside Phoenix, 100 miles into the hospital. They didn't know he was gonna live or die, so we didn't find out about the accident till a month after it happened. Whole time, didn't even take no pills, nothing for pain, nothing. He's just, because, well, I guess, like for the same reason I don't drink, because I know I like it too much. So, you know, that shit's poison, dude. It's poison. Stay healthy. So, anyway, that was weird. It was a Libra that blocked me, too. That's alright. Good riddance. Whatever. You know, I'm not the bad guy. I'm just trying to share my experience, dude. That this is freaking what I had that shit, and freaking 15 years later, I'm freaking way more And it has nothing, and it's not, I don't believe it's related to, it's my endocrine system. It's little shit, like, but big shit I can handle. Getting stuck, get stuck in the, oh yeah, that stuff like that, no problem all day long. You're not a thumbs down or up dude here? That's cool. Hi, Davita. Welcome to my tiny tube. Aloha, Mod. Soybean oils and the junk food they eat. It's all freaking everybody's hormones, and that's the thing. It's like people need to freaking feel like, and it sucked for me. Because I was thrown into freaking weird shit when I was a little kid. I was sexualized at a very early age. However, my heart space was always monogamous. Okay? I was never a slut. I tried to be a slut. I just was never a good slut. I could just I get too bashful. It's just absurd. You should a couple of times people try to give me a lap dance. I'm like, so what are you going to school for? They're like, shut up, Marge. I'm like, this is weird. You were paid to act like you like me, but you don't know me, and I don't know you, and this is weird to me. And the people do this, and it's weird. It's just, anyway, and so it had the adverse effect on me. I didn't turn into a Disney kid, and I didn't, I was never freaking gonna be famous. I guess my stats didn't, well, actually, Mom moved us around, so maybe we moved around ahead of our stats or something like that, but I don't know, maybe it's my speech impediment, maybe it's I was just always the weird, but because I read feelings, I read energy, and I would speak on people's energy. And then I would get in trouble, but I would get in trouble because they're like, how does this kid know? And then I remember seeing Firestarter with Drew Barrymore when I was younger. Because my dad never knew what to do with us. We have to go visit him, and it's just like, well, let's go to the movies. I'll fill a couple hours, It's just, I don't know, it's just weird. Or we'd go to, I just remember going to the movies a lot with them. And so Firestarter, or they had HBO or Showtime or something like that. But Firestarter, when that came out, and I was just like, dude, I break everything. I don't mean to break everything. I don't want to break anything. But when I get around shit breaks. And that's when I lose my temper, it's like I find the breaking point, even in relationships, and I don't even mean to. I really try to make relationships last. I really do. I'm talking friendships. I'm not just talking romantic. I'm kind of past that. I had my years where, I was sad on Valentine's Day, and another holiday alone, and all this stuff. And then, once you go through this ascension, you get to a certain point. Life force, Kundalini energy, all that stuff. Yeah, companionship would be nice. I got 4 dogs to keep me busy. Mom keeps me pretty busy, being an IT professional, going into the Air Force, doing all this shit, I just didn't know I was going to be a work-from-home daughter at 42. I thought it was going to happen a little bit later, but surprise, life happens, so what are you going to do? Make the best of it. I burnt the roof of my mouth. I got us one of those frozen freaking 4-cheese freaking pizzas, and I was hasty. Sometimes I know better. I know better. How many I will for always burn the roof of my mouth and freaking crappy frozen pizza. Oh, it snowed a little bit today. It was pretty, and it's already melted, but I'm in northern New Mexico, if you're new to the tube. I've had a long, wild story. Recently moved down here from up Salem, Oregon. Have a whole whole file on the corruption of Salem, and as you can see, it's, you know, I've learned a lot about geography this last year. Spent a few weeks, uncomfortable, karmic, painful weeks in Arizona, and then landed here. This is where God landed me and Ma, the land of enchantment. This is the only place we could find that would let us move in with all the dogs. Because when I lived in Omaha, I owned my own house. You know, freaking worked for the third largest company in the world at the time. I don't know what it is. I'm sure it's changed now, but at the time, G4S Security, you know. Just when life changes, man, and that's the thing, is everybody got to figure it out. My life really changed 4 years ago, and either I'm ahead of the curve or behind the curve, I don't know, but I'm like, I started seeing how the world and started really tracking astrology. I'm like, oh shit, how is it gonna happen? How is God universe gonna shut down the whole earth? And then he made this virus stuff happen, and I was like, oh my goodness. But I've been tracking it for a few years, so that's what I say. I hang out with Mom. I make sure Mom has everything she needs and stuff. She has about a 5-minute window. She doesn't remember anything in 5 minutes. So she watched just 6 seasons of Longmire over and over and over. She's healthy. She's agile. And when it's spring, we'll go out hopefully and live a little bit of life. But she has a little dog, about 16 years old, 17 years old, Sassy, and Sassy's coming in the winter part of her life, and it's her best friend. And if you think that's character ego deflating, is coming to terms that your mother has closer relationships with animals than she has ever had with you or both of her children. But that's what happens when trauma fragments of personality and people don't get all those aspects back that were lost. And that's what people are figuring out right now, and hopefully I can help soften the blow on some shit, you know. And I real talk, you know. I never got candy coated shit, Jack, nothing, you know. And so I know how it feels. A lot of things feel. So when people come to terms, begin to come to terms with their feelings, sometimes you just gotta hear, you know what, that sucks. Frickin' sucks, man. I know how it feels. I know how gut-wrenching it is and all that stuff. What? People, I was talking to my friend, he's like my father figure today, and I was like, you know, people don't know how to talk to each other anymore. They're so used to just talking shit because they started on all the mobile devices and social media and stuff like that, and then it carried over. Now people say whatever they want, but there's karma. What energy you put out comes back to you. And people, and I know because I put out some nasty, gnarly, negative energy in my life, and it has come back to me. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not. I'll look. You know what? I did look at it. I did look at that. You sent it in that chat app, right? I'm trying to get it straight. Because I looked at one of them and it had like 30 or 40% alcohol in it. And I was like, whoa. that's some pretty potent stuff. I don't know if I can do that. Because if stuff tastes like it's too much alcohol and it has alcohol in it, then I like it. And I'm drinking it for the alcohol. Land of enchantment. Entrapment. Yeah, you know. Every place is bad. It's because of the people. It's not the land. It's not the land. That's the thing. Same guy I was talking about. Or talking to. I'm just like, man, I think about what this nation could have been if they would have cooperated. If the Spain, and you know what sucks? is my mom is like Spanish and Native American. So that storyline is how she came to be. And then my father, he's all the German and Scandinavian. So I got the mean people blood in me. I got all the mean people blood in me. Spanish, the controls, German, the control, all that paradigm, you know. And what is in our blood drives people. But people can rise above their astrology. They're doing it all the time because every day I hear about the potential about what the astrology could be, but people aren't living into their potential. So it's like, you know, January 6th. I mean, that was just like a bad production. It was ridiculous. And it's so unfortunate that I had to be a part of it, to see it in retrospect. What a production that these governments all are, and what they are hiding with their production is gross, and there's going to be hell to pay. Jessie's a boater. She taught me, you know, all the bad stuff that happens in the world, God agrees to it. Because people do not grow when they're comfortable. People do not grow. People grow. All the best ideas come from necessity and need. I got so many ideas to help make it easier for freaking elderly people, for people to live at home. You know why they don't live at home? Because the families don't want to deal with them. They don't want to be kind. They don't want to be patient. But they have on their heart that that person is an impedance. And then that person feels like it. And then they're just like, go put me in a home. If you make people feel, well, it's just like, dude, it's the least we could do. Mom did the best she could with me and my brother, with what she was born with cleft feet. Like, what would I mean? She high school, 1970, 68, graduate. You know, pretty. Her feet were all. I mean, she had surgeries, but they're very sensitive and stuff like that. So it's like she couldn't. And she always wanted to be a airline stewardess, but she wasn't tall enough. She was only 5 foot. But anyway, entrapment. That's great. Yeah, I know it won't get me drunk, but the flavor, if I like it, then might end up going and getting a bottle and just carrying on with it. It's what they, yeah. Hi, Erin. I got my necklace right here that Erin sent to me. I like when people sent me loot. It's all the chakras. And then she drew a neat picture of the chakras. And I got my... It's right here too. It's on the other side. I'm not going to go digging for it. But I'll look at it. I have to make an account, and I was doing it on my phone, and I decided I was going to look at the link later. That's the thing, is like, it freaking drives me every now and again. You think you know everything. I get one of those. You think you know everything. You think you're so spiritual. I got one of those. I guess it's been about 6 months now. But I'm just like, no, motherfucker, I don't. As a matter of fact, that's why I do all this shit. Because I know that I can be an asshole. I know that I can. So I'm trying to freaking swing the pendulum back the other way. That people don't gotta, be jerks. There's been earthquakes every day in Iraq, Mali, and Iran. Yeah, there's been a lot of earthquakes. Lot of earthquake. I like Mary Steely. I like her voice, and she posts cat videos playing with balloons too. Soybeans. Fake stuff. I just want to eat fruits and vegetables right now. I don't. I don't know. I'm eating a lot of cereal. I don't really have much of an appetite. I drink decaffeinated coffee in the morning with some creamer. Maybe have a piece of toast, but I don't know. These energies are just. But now we're in Pisces, and I'm Pisces in Vedic astrology. I'm Pisces Sun. It's all this full moon in Virgo's coming up, or Leo, depending on Vedic or Western. But for me personally, it lines more with what I know of Vedic of Virgo. Yeah, I know a lot of Virgos. That's the thing, because every sign has like potentials of shadow and light to dark. You know, it's with people have disciplines and spiritual practices and plug into something outside themselves, into spirit, usually they're more inclined to be balanced between that light and dark, you know. But people are more in ego, they're just living in the shadows, doing what freaking shady people do to freaking get all they got, and then once they get it, what do you do with it? Ugh. No, am I going to get yelled at? My horoscope said today. What happened to the phone? My horoscope said today. This was kind of an interesting thing. It said something about engaging with the possibility of getting in an argument with a young person. There it is. I'm just quoting. Let's see. I took a screenshot of it. Oh God, the sky was so orange tonight after the storm passed. Okay, so it said you feel love of order and law, an appreciation for responsibilities and duty. Problems are valued for the lessons they represent rather than... Wait, that's not what I... That one was better. Where did it... Was it yesterday? Oh, I get like 3 or 4 horoscopes a day. And I know none of them is just like, oh, if it happens, we'll see. I use them as reference. I should read them at the end of the day is what I should do. That would be better. And to see if it happened. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be better. But it says, problems are valued for the lessons they represent rather than perceived as obstacles. Which, in fact, happened today. I didn't get stuck in the mud like I did yesterday. But I did go get an electric kettle to replace the one I killed yesterday. Because I like the big ones. Hi, Duck. And I brought it home, and right out the box, it did not work. So I brought it right back and exchanged it and got it anyway. I don't know why. Must have been another horoscope. But I had a pretty cool engagement with the young kid. On Cajun. He said, what is Heyoka? And he spelled it all backwards. And I replied, look it up. And I spelled it all backwards. I knew that he knew what Heyoka was. And I was just like, I'm not going to engage today. Because I get baited a lot. All I say on my talks is, thank you, Heyoka. I say it in every chat I go into. I say it on everything I listen to. It's just my little thank you. Sometimes I'll make a comment, but mostly it's just thank you, Heyoka. And so when this kid chimed in, I'm just like, I'm not today, you know. But he came back and he tried to be clear that he wasn't trying to offend me, that he respected it and understood it and things like that. And I was like, okay. Well, if that is the case, then okay, that's cool. And I'm ignorant. See, I'm ignorant because I'm gonna have a DNA test. But mom had one 3 years ago this last Christmas, and that's when I always thought we were white. There's not a whole lot of white nationalities in us, but my grandma was fair skinned, and that was my dad's mother. Even though he got really brown, he gets brown, I get brown, but I didn't recognize, see, because I was looking at ethnicity, and then I got a little bit older and found ganja and stuff like that, and when I was later in my teens and stuff like that, and then I just started seeing people for the shades of their spirit and not the color of their skin, and going by their vibrations. And how often they said one thing and did another, and most people aren't worth knowing. They tell you who they are, and they aren't really worth knowing. Some people are, but I mean, supposedly 7 billion people on this planet, and I don't know. I engage with about 20. So in my world, there's about 20 people. And then I did get a weird thing from my brother today. He's like, every conversation, it's like he says to me, "You're stuck in the past." And I'm like, when people say things to you, they're telling you what they are. Always. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'm stuck. Okay, whatever. I'm stuck. Okay, whatever. And I was telling, I'm like, I use it as reference of ways that when this has happened, that's the course of how my life, my actions took me in my life, and I don't want to go that way, so I'm not going to act that way anymore, right? So I use it as reference, and then I get something, a text with a link about, he's like, we always said that Dad was a narcissist. Well, I always thought it was Mom, and I'm just like, who's stuck in the past? And he's like, here's an article. I'm like, dude, what fucking does that have to do? She's 70 years old now. I freaking hasn't made a meal. Has watched Longmire for years, and that's pretty much all she does. Doesn't go to the store. Doesn't just want to make her as comfortable as I can. So that has not shit to do with my life today. So I guess we'll try again in another whatever. Really? Those freaking Virgos that are in ego. Just whatever, dude. I'm like, dude, all I wanted to do is to get closer to him and his daughters, and like have a relationship with them and stuff like that. He wouldn't help me, and nobody else would, and so I'm like, I fucking ended up 5 states away. So it's just like, I give a fuck what you say in your little fucking articles you send me. There's gonna be a freaking gnarly. It's gonna happen because too many people on the planet are focusing on it, and that's how we create our reality. It's going to happen. It's been going to happen for a long... Hell, it's already happened. It just hasn't happened yet. My synchronicities are like, man... No! I don't want that sign. I'm not going to look at that synchronicity. What? I don't know. I feel like Mom and I already perished in freaking Atlantis, so that's why I wanted to get us inland, though. I really didn't want to be in California. But it's pretty nice here so far. It's just, I don't want to live in a big city, and I don't have to listen to helicopters flying over every day, and airplanes over my path, directly above me, because the flight school was nearby, Weird shit. So much noise. It is so quiet here. I love it. And, I mean, we have everything we need, because we don't need very much. As long as we have heat, we got food, you know. Arty pants. It's pretty cool. I keep scoping out the yard because we're almost 60 soon. As soon as the ground dries. I don't know if there's much of a rainy season, but dude, there was a post digger for like $100 a fuel one, because they don't have box stores here. They don't have like, I don't know. They don't have a lot. It's very primitive. I do feel like I live in the past, so, but that's all right. I mean, have everything we need. But anyway, I think I've been running my mouth long enough. I just wanted to, get on spirit of continuity and pray for those people that are freaking still letting your kids into the freaking military-industrial complex. I knew it was coming. I knew it, because I know people that are still in, and people freaking don't give a shit about OPSEC and shit like that. And that just because I didn't, directly say. Who is that? Benny? Benny! Damn it. Benny, why you get down? Come on. Come on. Benny, come here. Come here. Come here. Benny. Come on. Come on. No, don't jump up there. All right, I'm going to go. It's